course as soon as the last tee kicked off.
Nice.
And so there's still a few golfers just looking at us like we were creeps, but that's fine.
Okay.
I mean,
Your kids, it
we
doesn't
just
matter.
caught and tossed them back. Like,
no, you weren't like, we're keeping these. This is dinner.
No.
But for fun, it can be for fun. We have lots of parks around here that you can fish and release.
Yes.
For fun. And they don't require fishing licenses at some of them. Because they're not state parks, they're local parks. And so that makes a difference. You do have to have your fishing license in most states to fish at state parks, FYI. So, but for inside, I feel like that's probably, I don't know, maybe it takes more thought and creativity.
Because sometimes not all of the age groups can truly participate in every single indoor activity. But you can get creative and get them to where they can participate.
Yeah, you can get pretty close. You've got, like, art, games, movies, forts, shadow puppets. Those are all good things. I don't know, dancing. We dance. We have dance parties. They don't last very long. I want to be very specific. They last for, like, 10 minutes. But you had 10 minutes of the kids having, like, a dance-off. And so,
they gotta fight it out.
Yeah, and
the more competition, the more involved they seem to be. Just FYI.
Yeah, my kids are super competitive, so they always they probably get that from me because I want to win.
Mine's pretty competitive, and I'm not competitive at all.
Must get that from his dad. But Simon Says was a game I could think of, like off the top of my head, that we've played. Red Light, Green Light. Mm-hmm. That one's fun.
We've recently been doing the silent game, but that's for different reasons. Because mine just talks 90 miles an hour.
He talks all the time. He went from not talking to now he doesn't shut up.
That's absolutely accurate. And so we play the silent game, but he instigates the silent game sometimes when he realizes we're less engaging in the conversation he's having. Mm-hmm. He'll go, let's play the silent game. I go, okay.
Like, sounds great, babe.
And then he'll go, I win. I go, no, remember, the silent game is who is silent the longest. And he goes, oh. And then he'll play again.
I like that. Silent. I didn't even think that. That's not even in my notes. You can build racetracks. So we have lots of Matchbox race car type stuff. And so we can build lots of racetracks. We have Legos. We build towers, and sometimes the racetracks go through the Lego towers. Like, you make them like they're like bridge-like.
It's like merging two worlds, like Harry Potter and Narnia.
Yeah, and the kids love it. That made my little nerd heart happy. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Aw, I love that.
I got her a few years ago a train set, which I also got for myself because I was obsessed with it. It was a Harry Potter Hogwarts train set, and I love it.
It's wonderful. It's my perfect best thing ever. Like Christmas decoration.
Yeah. It only comes out at Christmas because we don't trust our children to destroy them. And we actually really like the train sets.
Yeah, so they're not allowed to touch it.
Anyway.
But storytelling can be a really good one. So I was thinking of, like, when my sister and I were younger. We're only 2 years apart. We did not get along growing up. But one thing we could get along with is my sister loved to write plays. And so we would dress up.
She is a creative, isn't
she? Is very creative. We would dress up. We would. She would write the story out. We would act it out. And if we had enough family members in the area, sometimes it was a whole full-out performance.
That's amazing.
Yes. One time it had to do with a tornado and the Alamo and us getting time swapped back into we were fighting Santa Ana. So, it was like...
And historically accurate.
It was historically accurate, absolutely. We always went for accuracy.
And depending on how nerdy your children are, there you go.
There you go. So plays are fun. Cooking and baking is another one that we do.
By the way, I never did a homegrown show.
No?
No.
You missed out growing up. Somewhere in your childhood was...
I did assist in welding a trebuchet that was historically accurate, and I threw watermelons.
I didn't get to do that.
Yeah. Little different.
A little different. I mean, I used to go to shooting competitions dressed in historically accurate clothing.
I always wish I had gotten into more shooting games, like archery and anyway.
I just remember going.
I just never did.
My grandmother made us like bonnets and all that kind of stuff so that we could participate. So it was like...
I got a quick side note about a bonnet. So,
and on that note, a bonnet.
Because it happened recently. My grandmother, what is it? Bless your heart. My grandmother has a friend in some other city that they only talk via phone. Mm-hmm. She decided to mail her some cash, and this other woman has been making little bonnets. And they're 100% bonnet. Like, what you think of Little House on the Prairie, a bonnet. And I went and visited my grandmother, and she said, hey, I have you something. And she gave me 3 of these bonnets that she bought.
Oh.
And one of them is bright red.
Oh.
And on the side of it has 2 guns, like little pistols. And it says Granny's packing. And she gave that one to me.
You're like, thanks, Grandma.
What in the world? And my grandmother is old Baptist. No gambling, no dancing, no guns, no nothing, right? Like, she's old.
But that's what she gives you.
She said she didn't know what that meant.
Nice.
I was like, but it has guns on it. Like,
that's hilarious.
Anyway, I'm sorry. That was my side note. Y'all can continue. I really like the blue bonnet. It's pretty cute. I actually have worn that, and I like it. Anyway.
I didn't know you wore bonnets, so I learned something today.
I don't, however, I have.
There you go. We do lots of cooking and baking. Mm-hmm. I feel like getting the little to cook, even the teenagers, you get them to cook with you, they are 10 times more likely to eat what they cook. So, picky eaters, this is the only way I know how to get picky eaters to eat stuff.
I've taken this tip, and I have been allowing my child who has little focus in the kitchen. And it has been stressful in moments, but overall, I think it has been helping in his willingness to smell and lick new items.
Yeah. Yeah, because...
Will he eat it?
Probably not.
But he is attempting, and he is one of the hardest children I've ever met in eating things.
Right, he's very like, nope, I'm just going to eat this chicken nugget instead. No, thank you.
Last night, I tried a new trick that I heard online where it was like, put 2 pieces of broccoli on a plate, and then just say, oh, the dinner's not ready yet. And then just like wait it out and see if they eat the broccoli.
Did it work?
No, not at all. Not for mine. Maybe it will in the future, but I attempted that once last night, so.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, that's a cool one. I hadn't thought of that. My husband told me to put on this list easy science experiments because that is what we've been doing a lot.
What is that show that's with the little boy?
Ryan.
Yes, Ryan's World.
That's where we're learning all this crap from. Thanks, Ryan.
Yes, but I actually really think it's fun to watch. We might not be able to pull off some of the experiments he's doing, but they are fun to watch.
So that's been the little's new thing, is that he goes and he's like, we have to do a science experiment. Then he wants to sit and watch it, and most of them that we can do take a long time. Like, he wanted to transfer red water into clear water through a paper towel.
Oh, yeah,
And that takes time.
It does.
It takes time. And he was very
Mine wouldn't be able to sit through that.
He was very impatient. So we just told him we're going to put it up here on the high counter. In a few days, we'll check it again. That seemed to help, but he still checked it constantly. Like, he's like, did it happen yet? No, it takes time.
But it'll give the opportunities for the older kids to actually put together these little arts and crafts experiments for the younger kids.
Yeah, and my daughter's been really good about being very patient about helping him set up the experiments. And so I don't have to be involved because she's like, oh, I got it. I like this sciencey stuff. And I'm like, you have at it, sweetheart. You just
I also love for indoors yoga. And it's because so many of the kids are probably going to be similar in skill level to it, whether they're 17 or 2. Because they're not exactly very coordinated, I'm pretty sure, until they get in their 20s.
Yeah, true.
Hey, the cat's in here. Yeah, look at that.
Don't look at her. She's bad.
She's
Don't look
doing
at
a
her.
dance.
Don't look at
She
her.
wants me to pet her.
Don't look at her.
Anyway, but I love yoga for my kiddo. I'm not very good at yoga, but it is fun and interactive, and a lot of them are geared towards kids. And so they have to, like, act out, like, an animal move? Or...
Yes. So we actually bought a yoga mat
with
dinosaur moves.
Dinosaurs on it.
Yes.
Oh, my God. We need to look at it because I bet you they're the same. Mine's
probably.
lime green.
Yep. That's,
Oh, my goodness. We have the same yoga mat.
And he'll roll it out, and he'll be like, I have to do my exercises. And he does the movements that are on the mat.
Yeah.
And then he rolls it up and puts it away. Like, he
That's
does
amazing.
them. Like, he's like, I'm a tree, or... I'm a dinosaur, whatever they say on him, and he does them, and he goes, okay, I'm done. So after like 5 minutes, he's like, puts his workout mat away. It's adorable.
Yes.
It's adorable. Because his dad, like, works out on a mat, and so he sees Dad doing it.
Yeah,
and
so
he's
it's
like,
more engaging.
I gotta do it. And so, you know.
Well, it really helps my kiddo with his focus issue.
Oh, yeah?
Did I mention my kid has a focus problem? I feel like I mention that every single episode. It's always on my mind.
He's a little bit scatterbrained.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
He's been in T-ball
yeah.
for, I guess, about a month now.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, it's not going the best. The first practice, he was so excited. He'd been talking about it for over a month because he knew he was going to get to do it every single day. When am I going to meet my new friends? When am I meeting my new friends? We get there,
adorable.
And all these kids are, like, excited to be there, but they're all pretty reserved, standing still. Mine is literally running circles around different children, laughing hysterically.
Because he is so excited.
Because he's so excited. And he won't stop for any of, when the coaches, like, start talking to him, he goes, okay, I'm here, and then he's gone. And then he's in a circle around the entire little ballpark. And it's just, I was like, oh, my goodness, this is how this is going to go. So I just kept an eye on him. I put him in bright clothing on purpose. And key to outdoor things, put them in bright clothing, by the way.
Yeah, less likely to lose them.
Yeah, especially with swimming and stuff like that. Anyway, but he's running in circles. The last few practices, he still does similar things, but basically if they stop an activity and they start talking, he's gone. He's going to take off. He's going to run. He's
like,
been a little more focused, but I think that yoga really does help.
That's good.
Because it's like you're looking at a move, and then you have to replicate that with your body, and it's like a mirror image. It's a lot of thinking and challenge.
You know, they say yoga for small kids is actually really good. Not just physical, but mental exercise, because for those reasons. So I think that's really cool that he likes to do it so much. Mine just does the movements on the mat and moves on with his day. He is not going to sit down and, like, watch anything. But I can't get him to watch TV under most like, it's very brief. Like, he does not sit and watch anything. He's like, that was cool for 5 minutes. And, like, we watched the new Ninja Turtle movie.
Bye, Steve Maggie.
Yeah, we watched the new Ninja Turtles movie. He watched 5 minutes of the whole thing. Like, he would come in and, like, glance at it, and then he'd go right back to whatever he wanted to go do, which was playing with his action figures.
I think he likes physical things.
He does. He
likes to play with role play, too.
Yes, he's role-playing with his action figures. He loves that. So, where were we? We've now circled completely off.
I'm sorry.
Chicken Scratch Diaries. So we Googled some stuff. So Chicken Scratch Diaries, it's a website. They say that they are an intentional and Christian family informational page. They have some really nice articles about to do things with your kids. And anyway, through their website, I found 40 creative indoor activities for kids of all ages. It is an article from March 2020, so I'm imagining this mom wrote this while she had just gone into lockdown with her kids.
Right at the beginning.
And thinking of ways to keep them entertained indoors, because not everybody has a way to go outside and be outside, and they locked down all the state parks. And so you couldn't go to a park during the lockdown. And so anyway, they had indoor activities. They had, like, marble racetracks. Like, with toilet paper.
Oh,
rolls.
That's so cute.
What? I never thought of that. That one was pretty good. They talked about making bagged ice cream. So you can make ice cream, in a bag with ice and salt, and with cream you can mix it,
Nice.
They have a recipe for that. They were really big on fort building. So you take all your chairs, your blankets, and build giant forts. In which we do that on an occasion, and it makes the little very, very happy. I think it makes the teenagers happy too, but they are not going to be...
To make it more structurally sound.
Right. They're not going to be like, this is the best thing ever. They're like, I mean, it's okay.
But on the inside, they're really
But
happy.
on the inside, they're jumping around like the 3-year-old is. So, I know that they are.
I really like putting a piece of paper in the bottom of a cardboard box lid, and then putting marbles in paint, and then putting them down on top of the paper, and then just rolling them around by moving the cardboard lid.
Like painting? That's a pretty good one.
Painting with marbles.
Yeah, they talked